All right, good morning. Happy FOMC Wednesday. It's December 18th. We're taking a look at NASDAQ, NQ. So let's kind of recap what we had past couple of days. You have Monday's breakout of kind of a near term range. Yesterday gets considered an inside day. Price traded entirely within the prior day's range. So it traded entirely within Monday's range. That's pretty typical following an expansion move. You have big trend day, you want to be expecting a slow recession. Okay. So if you got chopped up yesterday, took too many unnecessary, what I would consider unnecessary losses, just remember anytime we have that trend day move, the next day most likely is going to be slower. That can kind of help you filter out some of those sessions. So we close as an inside day. Price opens up last night. You get a washout to retest last week's high and that 22,200 level of interest. Significant pivot building there in the near term. We get the push during the overnight action, and price pretty much trades directly into prior day high. Sellers step in. My preference was to see an open up near this prior day high. Does not look like that is going to be the case, obviously. So let's take a look at where we're at within that prior day's range. Currently trading against 22,300. It looks like you've got that prior day volume point of control right in that area as well. No real structure from yesterday other than the edge points of the range, right? So prior day high, prior day low. Off the open, I'll be looking at how price responds to this 22,300, currently trading below, following that big washout this morning after that test of the prior day high. And if weakness continues below 22,300, let's watch to see how that prior day low is going to be treated. And then, of course, the overnight low. Now, best case scenario here is some action outside of the prior day's range. If we do continue to trade within the prior day's range, especially past 10 a.m., that'll be a clear sign for me to definitely be leaning off the keys, as I like to say, and doing less, just waiting for FOMC. Pre FOMC action, typically slow. Typically pretty slow. You may get some volatility with FOMC, although the last couple of FOMC prints have actually been pretty muted. Pretty muted. So we'll see what we get. It's kind of the outlook here for today. We've got the open in 40 seconds. And we want to see how's 22,300 going to be treated. That's the focus. Alrighty, there's the open. See if we get a retest at 22,300 here. You have that prior day volume point of control just overhead, 308, and then VWAP up there into 318. Current session volume point of control up into 324. That's most likely about to shift here in another minute or two into this 285 area, just looking at that high volume node. So some sellers stepping in there versus 300. There's your volume point of control shift as expected. Right into 285. So now we want to see that prior day low. How's prior day low going to be treated? There's that PDL, prior day low. PDL. Nice test of prior day low. That is 22,244. If that area fails, like I mentioned before the open, watch for 22,200. Doesn't look like any undercut of the prior day low just yet. Still just kind of sitting directly right there. Some buyers stepping in there trying to support prior day low. PDL. Overnight low is down at, where's that? 22,206. Your first 5-minute bar closes up here in 60 seconds. NQ right back into the low. Pretty muted response. There's your new low of day. So now we look at 22,200. That was a more significant level. You have overnight low. You have structural importance on the near term. You also have last week's high right there as well. All right, here comes that overnight low. Let's see if buyers have any interest. Do we have 10 a.m. data today? No. No 10 a.m. data. Not a true test of 200 just yet. Some buying interest there initially. Just shy of that prior day low now. Prior day low 244 and a quarter. Keep an eye on this 5-minute closure. I'm also going to put a little level here for Monday's low, just as a reference point. The reason is because there's an unfilled gap here beneath that area. Should 200 fail. So 5-minute closes here in 50 seconds. Got a long-tailed doji right now. Some more sellers finding some interest there in the prior day low. Buyers primarily want to see a reclaim of this prior day low now. My trade of 8 just crashed, so that's really nice. NQ, there's your reclaim of prior day low. Buyers looking for acceptance above that prior day low now. Retesting prior day low. Seller step. Here's that kind of intraday lower high, right? Seller step in right there. Got my trade ovate back up. Whew. That's stronger than coffee right there. Mid trade broker crash. Not that fun. Not that fun. Would not recommend. So you get the higher low there at prior day low. That'll be your second long entry for this morning. Save tab of Tradeovate in the browser just in case. That's a really good idea. Very good idea. Here's the trade. Trail's down below 40. Session volume point of control shifted to 250. If we get a little push here, I'll move the trail just shy of 50. It's a bit of an aggressive entry, but we have bullish backdrop, so lift the trail to 49.5. There you go. Next upside target here would be 22,300. There's your first 15-minute bar closing up. It's a doji. It's a big tail. Doji. On the 15-minute chart. Don't say that. Don't say what. I don't know. What did I even say? I don't even know what I said. I'm just rambling, man. I'm a rambling man. You don't have to buy highs. You get that lower high. Excuse me, that higher low at prior day low. Higher low right there. PDL. Oh, bullish backdrop. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, between the Tradeovade crash and the The quad shot espresso. It's just word soup over here. Long only always sounds good when we're in a bullish backdrop. Don't make your decision on that until we're in a more bearish environment, and then see if you actually like it, because that's the real test. That's the real test. But I'm 1 year in with long only. I really like it. It just cleans up some of the decision making that we have to do as traders throughout the morning, throughout the day. It does mean you miss some opportunities, right? So you have to be okay with that. All right, if we get a break of 75 here, I'm inclined to raise that trail a bit. A little consolidation right now. Trail currently sits 49.5, 249.5. NQ. So far, you had two decent entries. Long versus the overnight low. You didn't get a true test there, so down's a little bit wider. And then arguably the easier play right through here. Higher low at prior day low after. That's kind of the kicker, but after you already know buyers have stepped in. So more proof. Right now we're looking for VWAP 300. See if we can get there. You got about 11 minutes till 10 a.m. Yeah, Martin, I'll risk down into the 200 level on that play. So not the structure low in this case. NQ just in pure barcode mode now. The long is still holding on for now. Trail is right there, 49.5. There's the trail taken out. First trade of the day. NQ back into that prior day low. That's all right. They could have it. They can have it. I want to see how this consolidation resolves now. Most likely it'll just be cash until post 10 a.m. NQ, there's your push. Another higher low versus prior day low. Coming into that VWAP 22,300. Right through here. You got the prior day volume point of control overhead. There's VWAP being tested. Mish, did you grab that spring? The prior day low? Did you grab it? NQ coming into session high here. So that current high is about 303. Wait until 10. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. 4 minutes till 10. Conditions for trading pre 10 a.m. Nice. It's a good call. Smart. Smart. Safety first. Yeah, you got your seatbelt on at all times. I can see that. More could definitely benefit from a framework like that. Specific conditions for trading pre 10 a.m. You only get that rule after a rule like that is only born after just getting annihilated so many times in the first 30 minutes. You look back and you're like, oh my goodness. Why does my execution chart look like a spider web? In the first 30 minutes of the day, what is going on here? Just to see those easier trades later on in the morning. Yep. Yeah, I've been there before. I know that one. So NQ, a little more churn here, just beneath that 22,300, little consolidation. So far, what we've seen is buyers step in versus your overnight low, last week high. Talked about the confluence down there near 22,200. You get the push, a little higher low at the prior day low. A little structure builds, right? A little sideways structure here. The spring into prior day low again. That Mish called out, and then you get the push up into the 300. That was the target I was looking for. Got shaken out right through here. All good. Not too worried about it. Pre FOMC action. So far, just one trade on the morning. Buyers looking for a break. Really up through that session high. Up through the session high, up through prior day volume point of control. You do have the weekly volume point of control right here as well at 300. 10 a.m. right now. Volume starting to fade. So remember, it is pre FOMC. There we go. Trying to trade above 300. No, Martin, I try not to enter immediately back into trades personally, like with because I would have had to enter 15 seconds later, probably less than. So in a scenario like that, I'd rather just have my trail a bit lower, like down below the prior day low, which would have been probably would have been the better move, right? Utilize the reference point. But in this case, I didn't really want to. I didn't want to jump back in there immediately. That didn't change the merits of the idea. The fact that I didn't want to jump back in. That was still a strong idea. So buyers unable to reclaim that 300 so far. Ideal scenario for me currently, what I'd most like to see is a break of this 300 and prior day volume point of control that then gives some market structure setup. Some market structure entry. Take a look at your 30-minute, your hourly, and the 15-minute there as well. NQ, new high of day. So again, like to see some sort of formation like this would be my preference. I want to see that 300 and prior day volume point of control reclaimed. Sitting patient for now. There's the one trade on the day. One trade on the day. Looks like first volume print below minimum threshold just on that last candle. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. Trailed. There he is. What was the entry? What was the entry, Mr. Christopher? Share with the class. What was it? Friday low hold. Nice. A good entry. I like that entry. Solid. Was it the first higher low at prior day low? Or the spring? Added on the spring. Nice. Solid. Yeah, you bought my contracts. That's the Opinicus handoff right there. Stellar's not really showing up here at the 300. Let's see if we get a break above with some market structure. Keep an eye on your higher time frame charts, 15 and 30 minute. Yeah, we need to push above that prior day volume point of control. OHO, Opinicus handoff. Yes, sir. Keep an eye on volume. More prints below that minimum threshold, so day is probably done. Yeah, definitely at least till FOMC. I wouldn't write off the whole day here. But maybe the morning. That's pretty typical pre FOMC action. Yeah, shorts are going to be tough right now with the backdrop. Incredibly bullish. So NQ entering into a bit of drift here. Volume's quite low. We have multiple prints below minimum threshold. Kind of inclined to just call it. It's not really the kind of action that I want to see for an entry above that prior day volume point of control or 300. Like at this point, even more of an extension. With ideally something like this. Definitely will not be getting involved in any sort of micro higher low here. Yeah, you can just double that for the threshold. I use 750 on the 1 minute, and that's like bare bones low. I mean that's already super low. So I use this just as a way to kind of filter what I consider terrible action. And so you could definitely double that for the 2 minute chart. All good, Des. Those shorts are going to be tough right now. You got to be very selective with the shorts. My game plan right now, I'm going to give it probably another 11 minutes. See if this action is going to improve here. I would just shut it down right now, but we do have pretty good trade location. So we'll see if anything happens, and then if not, call it a morning. Save our mental capital for FOMC. Or if you're not going to be around, just call it a day. Short and bullish cut profits at 10 points. Yeah, I think that is some form of that is probably going to be a pretty good approach. Being in those trades with a tighter leash is probably a good call. They have less likelihood to show that that really good follow through. It's much easier to just trade with the, at least from what I have found and just in working with so many traders, it's just much easier to trade with the primary structure. Now, when the structure shifts on that day or that series of days, it'll be a little bit trickier. And you're not going to nail the high, you're not going to nail the low or anything like that, but trade with the primary move. It's just going to be much easier and less stressful. That's what I've found anyway. And of course, the opposite is true in a bearish environment. Like the longs are just so much harder. So you have to be ultra selective. You got to be more patient. And then in the neutral, you can definitely trade both ways. But then location becomes more important. So that's a framework that has definitely helped me out. All right, 6 more minutes. Actually, more like 5.5 minutes till the cutoff time. So we call it a morning. Here's that one trade still on the day. No other involvement. I'll definitely be watching FOMC for opportunities, but like I said in the think tank, the past couple of FOMCs have actually been pretty slow. So ideally at this point, what I want to see is price outside of that prior day's range. If FOMC rolls around and we're still in that prior day's range, caution is definitely warranted. Insane trade. That was pretty good. It would have been better if I could have held that runner. Trail should have been a little lower there, below that prior day low. Just a tad lower. Tad bit lower. Always better to utilize those reference points with the structure when you can. So you have the structure right here, right? If your trail's right here, I think I had it at 495. Yeah, 495. So it's like, all right, well, is it worth giving back an extra 5 points to potentially actually get the move into 300? Probably. But trade management is definitely, it's more of an art form. Never going to get it just perfectly right, that trade management. Yeah, it was a logical trail. I was overly focused on the execution screen, where I don't have any markups. So I don't have any levels on that screen. It's just the structure. So that was a little slight miss on my part. But it's all good. It's all good. Look at this volume. That's why we like the minimum volume threshold. Help me avoid all of this garbage. Yeah, 2 minutes, Benny. 10:30. 10:30. We call it a day. See if we get anything with this next 30-minute closure. How's the day? How's the morning for everyone? Cash? I would guess it's mostly cash out there. Few of you got the long, few of you tried the short. So maybe a mixed bag. Flat, no trades. Okay. Cash, break even. 2-2. Two losses. Not bad. Green off of prior day low. All right. One win, zero loss. Little green. Trying 300 long now. Careful. It's choppy. One out of two, Christopher. Oh, man. I already know what you did. You grabbed that first prior day low long. I already know it. I already know it. Yep. Oh, that's funny. Oh, man. Conditions tell me to wait. Yes, sir, Benny. Yes, sir. Yeah, conditions right now say do less. If not for the price action, definitely minimum volume threshold, right? There's no activity here. And why would there be? We have FOMC later today. So mom told me to wait for an extension move first. Nice. Oh, man. All right. Thanks for your time this morning, everyone. Appreciate you guys jumping into the stream. Hope you had a good morning. It's going to be all cash for me until FOMC. We'll see if we get some decent action with FOMC, but if not, we have GDP tomorrow. And then we have PCE and MCS on Friday. So those economic data prints can always bring us some good volatility. But enjoy the rest of your morning. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. You have the choice to not trade. Remember that. So, all right. I'll talk